Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, thanks for tuning in. So today's topic is going to be about how I began trading or how I even found out about day trading. Y'all, right now we're in August of 2025, but I began like learning or even found out about trading. Like it's a whole world, but I found out about it back in 2022. So approximately 3 years ago. And I remember it was around like that March, April time frame, or even maybe February, March time frame. I first started learning about trading through the stock market. I was, interestingly enough, I was watching this very popular and successful brand. And now they're like a powerhouse. So shout out to them. But I was watching Earn Your Leisure, and I had followed them like for a while, probably since 2021. But I had followed them, and I was learning all about business and investing, and they talked a lot about different avenues of like success. And so I've been watching them, but then all of a sudden, they always would talk about stock market, and then you would have Ian Dunlap on there talking about futures and future market and trading. And I would hear, certain terms, but again, I was oblivious to this whole world of like investing and trading. But something stood out to me when I saw like this woman. I don't want to mess up her name, but I believe she goes by Terry Eugene. Yeah, I don't want to mess up the name, but I'll put the name on the screen. But I'll link her. But basically, when I saw her, and this is how powerful representation matters. And that's why I wanted to make this page and be transparent about my journey, because you never know who's watching and you never know who it can help or impact. And if something is helping me along the way, I definitely don't want to gatekeep. Like, I want to share it, and I want to be sure that it goes to the next person, whoever it's meant to go to. And so for me, I saw this woman, this African American woman, and she talked about how she was very successful trading stocks. And she was so successful that she basically started off as a career woman, like she was a school teacher full time. But then she learned about trading stocks. She started doing that part time. And then she went ahead, like she was doing really well, and then she went ahead, or she was doing good and okay in it. However, her journey is, y'all can watch her videos, go to her channel, check her out. But basically, she was doing pretty good, or at least confident in it, to the point where she wanted to quit her full-time job, because she was making a good amount of money in the markets. And then she transitioned to full-time trading in the stocks, and she ended up making millions and having very successful trading days. And so much so that she started a course, and she had a whole program and taught a lot of people. And I believe she's still doing it to this day. But yeah, like I said, go check her out. But that's like my first introduction to trading, was when I saw her interview on Earn Your Leisure, their platform. I was like, whoa, like this is a thing. Like, whoa, you don't have to just work a traditional job. Like, you can actually um like trade, but do it in a way where it's profitable and you're like making a lot of money, and like it's attainable for someone like me, because at that point, I think back in 2021, 2022, I had just graduated. So like I was newly into my career, and it wasn't like I wanted out, but it was like, I don't know, like I knew I wanted to become a businesswoman and investor. So I was looking to educate myself, gain more knowledge, and try to see like how I could take my career money and basically make it work for me, and try to invest it. Right. So that's the whole reason why I started off on that platform, Earn Your Leisure, and was learning. And they are great. They invite so many people on. You can learn a lot from them. But yeah, so basically, kind of fast forward to 2022, I was on the same platform, Earn Your Leisure, and I noticed this person. It's another African American woman, but she was a little bit younger. And she was talking about her journey, but she was talking about Forex. So it wasn't stock market, because at this point, I'm familiar with stock market. I'm like, okay, American stocks, got it. But then when she talked about Forex, I was like, Forex, what is that? Like, so I immediately Googled and tried to see if it was legit. And, like, I'm just like making sure it wasn't like one of those, Ponzi schemes, or, if you know, you know. So at this point, it passed the Google test. Forex is a legit market, and I'm definitely very familiar with it now. So I can attest to it. It is legit, y'all. But yeah, at that time in 2022, I'm seeing this, young black woman or young African American woman talking about Forex market and how she's successful with it and been trading for years. And she basically does it full time, making a living, and she wants to help other people become free and earn money in that way too. And she was like, check out her course. She had a program. And so before I even checked out her course per se, I did a lot of research on her. So I went to her Instagram. I tried to see if there was other interviews that she had on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube University. Definitely start on YouTube for research. And I know TikTok is big too. So you can go to TikTok now too, but YouTube is OG. But anywho, so basically, I did a lot of research on her first, and then I went to her website. And the course, honestly, at that time in 2022, it was out of my price range. Like, I had no business buying that course, but guess what? Some in my spirit, like, I am very spiritual. I'm not religious, but I am very spiritual. But some in my spiritual and my being was like, buy this course. Like, I'm not gonna lie though, and this is just being very transparent and truthful, and that's how I want this channel to be. So I'm gonna continue to be honest and truthful with y'all. But at that time, I was scared. Like, I've never made like a big purchase to invest in myself like that before, like never. So at that point in 2022, I was like, this isn't financially smart. Like, why would I spend thousands of dollars on a course that I don't know about this skill? I just learned about it, but I don't know, like, something is like telling me to do it and like invest in myself and learn about it and see where it takes me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it was just conflicting. But thankfully at that time, and I have a partner, my wife was just like, do it. Like she was encouraging me. She was like, if you feel strongly about it, do it. Invest in yourself. Um, it's a big purchase, but hopefully you make it back and you're gonna be good. And so I did it. Like, I put it on credit card because it was a couple thousand coming out at once, and I didn't have that in liquid cash at that time. So I put it on credit card, and what I did was I joined the course. And what I did was join her automated course. So her automated course is different from how she used to do it, I guess, before 2022. I think before 2022, she only took, like, she had a wait list and she only took like a selected amount of people. But I'm so glad she did the automated course. It isn't the same as like meeting with her one on one, and you don't have that close, intimate connection with her, but she does treat the course as like serious business, so I can say like there is still professionalism in that course. And you have like a monthly call with her where you can ask any questions, and you're invited to like these special links, so you still have access to her. Even though she doesn't know you on that one-on-one level, you still have access to her throughout the month. And on that one monthly call is specifically for automated course students, and you get that for a lifetime. So even though it's been a couple of years for me, I can still hop on that call. I still have access, and I can ask any questions. But regardless, I don't really go on the calls nowadays, but I used to. Regardless, that's how it all started for me. And I can get into more of the journey of trading a little bit later in like a separate video. But I'll just kind of summarize it. It hasn't been easy. I'm still figuring it out. Like, honestly, I still consider myself like a beginner trader because although I have some skin in the game, I do have more confidence now, like to the point where I'm willing to go full time instead of part time. But I started off part time, and it took years and endless amount of time and effort and studying and trial and error, and it's still trial and error, but like it just takes so much. And talk about the psychology, and I even read books, and it's just a lot, y'all. That's why I'm like, I can summarize. I can not summarize. I'm gonna summarize it now, but I can talk about it a little bit more in a separate video. But yeah, so basically, I consider myself still a beginner, but I feel like I'm itching close into that intermediate phase of trading. So let's say if beginning trading is like anywhere from day one to however many years later, right? So it could be like 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. It just depends on your level, your prior knowledge before you seriously like started trading, whatever. But let's just say it take you X amount of time. For me, about 3 years, right? Or three and a half, 4 years. Okay. I feel like I'm on the path, like, yeah, I'm on year three right now, about to be 3.5 years since I begun trading, like from day one. And I feel like I'm itching closer to being on intermediate level. So probably by the end of this year to like next year. So when I hit that 4 year mark and definitely into that 5 year mark, I feel like I'm gonna be on intermediate level. I know it sounds like what? Because it's like, dang, you gotta take so much time. But y'all, when I say this is a long term investment, like this isn't something where from day one you start trading and then like let's say 2 weeks later now you're at thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. Like no, like this is an investment. Like you literally have to put the time in, the work in, and you have to commit to it. You have to stay consistent, stay disciplined. And we'll talk about like how like it's hard to do that because realistically, like I took a break and I wasn't the most consistent at times. Like remember, this is something I did part-time up until this point. Like recently I just decided to switch, but I'm treating it like part-time at first. I didn't know what it was, so I'm just dibbling and dabbling. I wasn't really committed to it. I was committed to what was really making me money, and I was seeing paychecks consistently in, which was my career, right? As a therapist, a mental health therapist. So, anywho, I had to like really have a heart to heart with myself and say, you know what, I need to put just as much effort into this as I would anything else. So that's when I really start to see a difference in me as a day trader and also a difference in my results. But yeah, so I would definitely say I'm more towards that kind of getting into the middle of beginner and intermediate. If there is an actual term for that, feel free to let me know and comment that down below. But I feel like I'm in that kind of middle sweet spot. And so as I'm inching closer to intermediate level, I want to start tracking my progress. Like I want to start, to document my journey because I feel like it needs to be shown. Not just to y'all out there, which I mean, of course, I'm doing this for whoever is interested or wanting to learn more about this journey in real time. But I'm also doing it for myself. Like, I feel like when I document my journey and if I look back on it and, like, I don't know, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, however long, if I look back on the journey and I see, like, dang, like I kind of compare where I'm at to where I've been, that does something for me. Like, that's confirmation for me. And I live for that. Like I like that. I like seeing that progress. So um, this is mainly why I'm doing what I'm doing. But ultimately, the goal is to become full-time day trader, be able to trade from anywhere in the world. Like if I wanted to travel or if I wanted to just stay home, I could just trade at any time when the market's open, of course. But that's my job. Like I want to treat it as a job. I want to treat it as like a avenue of business and investment and really be consistent and pour my all into it. So that's what I'm beginning to do more of. I'm just putting like I started to do it, but I'm putting a little bit more time and energy into it than I have been, and no longer limiting myself. So we're gonna see how it goes from there. We're gonna see what type of progress I make in the coming days and months. And yeah, I mean, I hope y'all enjoy this journey. And thank y'all for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. And of course, y'all can ask any questions. I'm cool with, like I said, being honest about what's going on and what I've been through already with day trading. Even if it has to do with mental health therapy, ask away. But yeah, comment them down and I'll be sure to like do another video or even like comment back to questions that have been asked to me. But yeah, so I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all.